The human heart yearns for closure, a final chapter, especially when a loved one vanishes without a trace. It's an innate, almost primal need to understand, to piece together the fragments of an unfinished story. For most, this desire remains an ache, a phantom limb of memory and unanswered questions. But what if, after 2 long decades of agonizing silence, a whisper from the past, a tangible artifact, suddenly emerged from the wilderness, not just to offer a glimpse, but to paint a vivid, final portrait of those lost moments? This isn't merely a hypothetical musing, it's the profound reality that unfolded in the breathtaking yet unforgiving landscape of Zion National Park. In 2002, the vibrant canyons of Zion, carved by millennia of wind and water, became the silent witnesses to an enduring mystery. Sarah and Michael, 2 young American adventurers, full of life, love, and the boundless optimism of youth, embarked on what they envisioned as a memorable expedition. They were drawn to Zion's majestic sandstone cliffs, its deep, verdant gorges, and the intoxicating promise of discovery that lies within its vast wilderness. But the park, a place of unparalleled natural splendor, also harbors an inherent ancient power, a power that can captivate, challenge, and at times tragically claim those who venture too deep into its embrace. Sarah and Michael vanished, leaving behind only the echo of their dreams and the crushing weight of their absence. For over 20 years, their disappearance cast a long, cold shadow across the vibrant, sun-drenched landscape. Families were left with an agonizing void, a perpetual state of limbo where hope battled with despair. The desert winds, which once carried their laughter, now seemed to whisper only tales of loss, carrying no answers. The story of Sarah and Michael became a hushed legend among park rangers and local communities, a poignant reminder of the wilderness's untamed nature and the fragility of human life against its might. Their names became synonymous with an open wound, a narrative incomplete, a puzzle with crucial pieces missing. The passage of time, while dulling the initial shock, only deepened the mystery, embedding it firmly into the fabric of Zion's lore. Then, against all odds, a truly improbable discovery emerged from the very heart of that ancient wilderness. Weathered by the elements, buried perhaps by shifting sands or hidden in a remote crevice, a digital camera was found. It was a device that, by all accounts, should have long succumbed to the ravages of time and exposure. Its exterior was a testament to 2 decades of harsh desert conditions, yet its digital heart, miraculously, was intact. This wasn't just a relic. It was a potential time capsule, a silent witness from a past that refused to be forgotten. The implications were staggering, almost unbelievable. Could this forgotten device, this fragile piece of technology, hold the key to a 20-year-old enigma? As the forgotten device whirred to life, a flood of images spilled forth. Not just random snapshots, but a chronological tapestry of their final, joyful expedition. Laughter captured mid-air, shared glances under the vast desert sky, sun-drenched trails winding through majestic canyons, the quiet intimacy of 2 souls deeply connected against an epic backdrop. These weren't just photographs. They were fragments of a lived experience, vibrant and immediate, defying the 2 decades of silence that had followed. Each image, a silent testament, began to paint a vivid picture of their love, their adventure, and the stunning, unforgiving wilderness that ultimately claimed them. This discovery, while not bringing them back, offered something profoundly precious, a bittersweet form of closure, a visual epitaph that allowed loved ones to finally witness the last moments of joy and shared experience, transforming a narrative of endless questions into one of poignant visual remembrance. Yet, as often happens with such profound revelations, this newfound clarity also brought a fresh wave of mystery, deepening their enduring legend and inviting us to explore the intricate layers of their story, the park's allure, and the enduring power of memory itself. Delving deeper into this environment, one must first appreciate the ancient, powerful forces that sculpted Zion National Park into the formidable yet profoundly beautiful landscape it is today. Its very bedrock tells a story of geological epochs, vast inland seas giving way to colossal deserts, with successive layers of sediment hardening into the Navajo sandstone, a towering testament to time. Over millions of years, the Virgin River, a seemingly modest waterway, relentlessly carved through these layers, incising the iconic slot canyons that define the park. These canyons, narrow and deep, with walls soaring hundreds of feet skyward, create a labyrinthine world of dramatic light and shadow, an irresistible draw for intrepid explorers seeking unparalleled natural grandeur. This geological genesis inherently imbues Zion with a duality, breathtaking splendor juxtaposed with inherent, often unseen perils. Beyond its geological marvels, Zion's human history further enriches its context as a place where the line between awe and danger can blur. For millennia, indigenous peoples, including the ancestral Puebloans and the southern Paiute, lived within these canyons, developing a profound understanding of their rhythms and a respectful reverence for their power. Their survival depended on an intimate knowledge of the land's capriciousness. Later in the 19th century, European-American pioneers and explorers, often driven by a spirit of discovery and frontier expansion, ventured into these same formidable spaces. Their accounts frequently spoke of both the park's mesmerizing beauty and its unforgiving nature, laying the groundwork for its eventual designation as a national park. This rich tapestry of human interaction highlights a consistent theme. Zion has always demanded respect, and those who underestimated its raw power often paid a steep price. Crucially, this majestic beauty often conceals an array of environmental hazards that fundamentally contribute to the phenomenon of wilderness disappearances. The very slot canyons that beckon with their ethereal light are notorious conduits for flash floods, transforming tranquil streams into raging torrents within minutes, often without warning, in the immediate vicinity. Furthermore, the extreme desert climate presents its own set of challenges, scorching summer temperatures that can lead to rapid dehydration and heat stroke, and winter nights that plunge far below freezing, inviting hypothermia. The terrain itself, characterized by sheer cliff faces, treacherous scree slopes, and an intricate network of trails that can quickly become disorienting, demands not only physical prowess, but also acute navigational skill and unwavering situational awareness. Consequently, even experienced adventurers can find themselves in dire straits when confronted by the park's formidable, unpredictable elements. Moreover, the human element plays a significant role in the origins of such tragic incidents. The allure of the wild, the desire for solitude, and the quest for a profound connection with nature are powerful motivators. However, these noble intentions can sometimes be overshadowed by overconfidence, inadequate preparation, or a simple underestimation of the wilderness's capacity for sudden, drastic change. A misplaced step, a sudden weather shift, a forgotten piece of gear, or a moment of inattention can cascade into a life-threatening situation. It's a sobering reminder that even in an era of advanced technology, the raw power of nature remains an ultimate arbiter, demanding humility and meticulous planning from all who seek to explore its depths. Consequently, when an individual vanishes in such a sprawling, rugged environment, the challenges faced by search and rescue operations are immense. The sheer scale of national parks like Zion, encompassing hundreds of thousands of acres of varied terrain, from dense vegetation to exposed rock faces and deep canyons, makes systematic searching an arduous task. Factor in the rapid obliteration of tracks by wind or water, the ability of a body to be obscured by natural features, or the sheer remoteness of some areas, and the difficulty becomes apparent. The passage of time, while diminishing the chances of survival, also compounds the complexity of the search, as evidence degrades and the natural environment reclaims what it has taken, leaving behind only the profound silence that fuels enduring mysteries. The sheer improbability of the camera's survival after 2 decades exposed to the desert's relentless cycle of heat and cold, wind and occasional moisture speaks volumes about the robust design of modern digital storage. Consider for a moment the flash memory card, the tiny digital heart of such a device. Unlike magnetic tape or spinning platters, solid-state memory has no moving parts, rendering it inherently more resistant to physical shock and the corrosive effects of time. Furthermore, if the camera was nestled in a dry, shaded crevice, or perhaps buried beneath protective sediment, these conditions could have created a unique microenvironment, shielding its delicate electronics from the harshest UV radiation and extreme temperature fluctuations. This wasn't merely an act of chance, it represented a confluence of engineering foresight and serendipitous natural circumstance, allowing this digital time capsule to endure. Once retrieved and carefully handled, the process of data extraction itself became a meticulous forensic undertaking, far removed from simply plugging in a device. Specialized laboratories, equipped with tools designed to interface with severely damaged electronics, painstakingly worked to bypass compromised power systems and retrieve data from the memory card. The crucial breakthrough wasn't just that data existed, but its remarkably pristine quality. What unfolded was a visual diary, not merely random scenic shots, but a deliberate chronological chronicle of their journey. We observe Sarah and Michael not as static figures, but as dynamic participants in their adventure, their expressions shifting, their interactions intimate and authentic. This sequence of images, often time-stamped, meticulously mapped their progress, revealing their chosen routes through challenging terrain and even their various bivouac sites. Beyond the profound emotional resonance, these visual records offered something profoundly concrete, an unprecedented evidentiary resource. Imagine the subtle clues embedded within each frame, the specific brands of their hiking boots, the precise model of their backpack, the wear patterns on their gear. These details, often overlooked in the moment of capture, could retrospectively inform experts about their preparation levels, their equipment choices, and even their physical condition leading up to their disappearance. Moreover, the backgrounds captured within the photographs served as precise geographical markers, allowing search and rescue teams, even 2 decades later, to triangulate potential areas of interest with a precision previously impossible. This wasn't merely a collection of memories. It was a forensic blueprint, a silent testimony etched in light and pixels. The narrative power of these images extended far beyond mere geographical data. They presented a deeply personal account, revealing the evolution of their expedition. Early shots might depict fresh enthusiasm, while later ones could subtly betray signs of fatigue or increased caution. The interplay of light and shadow across their faces, the specific gear they were utilizing at different points, and even the subtle changes in their body language all contribute to a richer understanding of their final days. This visual testimony, unlike any written journal, offered an unfiltered, unedited glimpse into their experience, allowing observers to almost step into their shoes and witness their adventure firsthand. It transformed a distant, abstract tragedy into a vivid, immediate human experience. Ultimately, the camera became more than just a device. It was an unexpected bridge across a vast expanse of time and uncertainty. It provided a tangible connection to Sarah and Michael, offering not just answers, but a window into their vibrant lives, their shared joy, and the profound beauty they encountered before their disappearance. This unique artifact, resurrected from the desert's grasp, redefined the very concept of closure for their families, moving beyond mere speculation to a deeply personal, visual understanding of their final chapter. It underscored how even the smallest, most resilient pieces of technology can hold the most profound human stories, waiting patiently to be rediscovered. The reverberations of such an extraordinary find extend far beyond the immediate circle of loved ones, fundamentally reshaping the landscape of grief for countless families who endure the silent torment of an unresolved disappearance. For those left behind, the absence of a body often translates into an absence of peace, a ceaseless yearning for definitive answers that can haunt generations. This unexpected digital legacy, however, offered not just an end to speculation, but a tangible visual narrative, transforming an abstract, agonizing question mark into a poignant, albeit sorrowful, exclamation point. It provided a final, intimate farewell, allowing for a form of mourning that could finally embrace the completeness of a story, even if tragic, rather than perpetually grapple with an open-ended void. Such a revelation profoundly alters the very nature of remembrance, shifting it from a struggle against oblivion to a cherished, vivid recollection of final moments. Moreover, this peculiar incident has far-reaching implications for the methodologies employed in wilderness search and rescue operations, as well as the broader field of forensic investigation. Imagine the paradigm shift. Personal electronic devices, once merely potential lost items, now emerge as invaluable, resilient black boxes capable of storing critical data long after their owners have vanished. This single discovery could catalyze new protocols, encouraging the systematic retrieval and forensic examination of any found personal electronics in cold cases, even those seemingly rendered obsolete by time and exposure. It underscores the vital role that seemingly fragile consumer technology can play in solving long-standing mysteries, providing not just clues, but a chronological, eyewitness account where no human witness exists. This development offers a fresh perspective on how digital footprints, even unintended ones, can become beacons of information in the most challenging of circumstances. Consequently, the story of Sarah and Michael, punctuated by this digital resurrection, enters the collective consciousness, prompting a crucial societal dialogue about our relationship with wild spaces. It serves as a potent, vivid reminder that while the allure of untamed nature is irresistible, it demands profound respect, meticulous preparation, and an unyielding sense of humility. This narrative might inspire a generation of adventurers to re-evaluate their own risk assessments, fostering a greater appreciation for the often underestimated power of the wilderness. It underscores the delicate balance between the human desire for exploration and the inherent responsibilities that accompany venturing into environments where the line between awe-inspiring beauty and unforgiving peril is remarkably thin. The tale becomes a modern parable, etched into the public imagination, influencing how we perceive both the grandeur and the potential treachery of the natural world. Furthermore, the public dissemination of such intimately personal, posthumous content raises complex ethical quandaries regarding digital legacy and privacy. When a camera's contents become the narrative of a tragedy, who holds the ultimate right to control those images? Is it the family, seeking solace and closure, or the public, drawn by the compelling human drama and the desire for understanding? This situation forces us to confront the moral dimensions of sharing what were once private moments, now transformed into public artifacts of a lost journey. It highlights the tension between the historical significance of such a discovery and the sanctity of personal grief, inviting a deeper consideration of how we manage and respect the digital remnants of lives cut short, especially when those remnants offer such a powerful, unvarnished glimpse into a final chapter. Ultimately, the enduring human fascination with stories of loss and discovery within the wilderness speaks to a deeper psychological need. These narratives resonate because they touch upon universal themes: love, adventure, the confrontation with mortality, and the relentless human quest for meaning in the face of the unknown. The story of Sarah and Michael becomes more than just an isolated tragedy. It morphs into a modern epic, illustrating the profound beauty that draws us to wild places and the inherent risks we accept in that pursuit. Such tales remind us that even in profound sorrow, there can be a strange, bittersweet beauty in understanding, a final, poignant testament to lives lived fully, even if abruptly ended, against the backdrop of an indifferent yet magnificent natural world. While the camera's retrieval from the heart of the desert felt almost miraculous, it is vital to examine the scientific underpinnings that allowed for such improbable preservation, challenging any purely supernatural interpretation. The prevailing low humidity in arid environments, for instance, drastically slows down the decomposition of organic materials and the corrosion of electronics, a stark contrast to more temperate or tropical zones where moisture accelerates decay. Furthermore, specific mineral compositions found in desert soils, like gypsum or clays, can act as natural desiccants, drawing moisture away from buried objects and effectively encasing them in a protective, almost mummifying, geological cocoon. This unlikely endurance therefore shifts from an act of pure chance to a testament to specific environmental physics and chemistry, highlighting the surprising resilience of modern materials when sheltered from direct, persistent moisture and extreme mechanical stress over extended periods. Even with the visual narrative provided by the camera, the concept of closure remains profoundly nuanced and often incomplete, a critical challenge for those grappling with loss. While the images offered a poignant, intimate glimpse into their final moments, they could not, by their very nature, reveal the precise instant or exact circumstances of their demise. Was it a sudden fall, an unexpected flash flood, or a gradual succumbing to the elements that ultimately claimed them? The camera's lens captures what is seen, but not necessarily the cause. This leaves a crucial, often agonizing void in the understanding for grieving families. Instead of definitively answering how they perished, the photos present a vivid before, intensifying the mystery of the after, thereby creating a new dimension of longing for the precise details that remain just beyond reach. The public's intense fascination with such tragedies frequently gives rise to an unfortunate tendency towards retrospective judgment, a common controversy in cases of wilderness loss. Upon viewing the recovered images, armchair critics might dissect their gear choices, their chosen routes, or their perceived experience level, subtly implying fault or negligence. This phenomenon, often termed victim blaming in a broader context, overlooks the inherent unpredictability of wilderness environments and the fact that even seasoned outdoor enthusiasts can fall prey to unforeseen circumstances. It's a human coping mechanism, perhaps, to seek a controllable cause for uncontrollable events, but it unfairly diminishes the genuine peril that exists independent of human error. This tendency ignores that nature's power often transcends even the most meticulous planning, making such judgments both uncharitable and unhelpful. National parks, with their established infrastructure of well-marked trails, visitor centers, and ranger patrols, can sometimes foster a dangerous myth that these vast landscapes are somehow tamed or fundamentally safe. This misconception is a perilous one, as Zion, like many other protected wild areas, remains an untamed dominion where primal forces hold sway. The park's designation protects its natural integrity, but it does not neutralize its inherent hazards. Weather patterns can shift with startling rapidity, rockfalls can occur without warning, and the sheer scale of the terrain can quickly overwhelm even those who believe themselves adequately prepared. The story of Sarah and Michael stands as a stark reminder that beneath the veneer of accessibility, The wild heart of Zion beats fiercely, demanding constant vigilance and profound respect, regardless of human interventions. Despite, or perhaps because of, these inherent dangers and the persistent mysteries, the allure of places like Zion continues unabated, presenting a fascinating paradox. The very elements that make such wilderness challenging, the quiet solitude, the raw power, the feeling of being utterly dwarfed by geological grandeur, also contribute to its profound appeal. Yet this draw comes with an implicit contract, an understanding that one enters a realm where human control is limited and the wild dictates the terms. It's a powerful lesson in humility, constantly reinforced by tales like Sarah and Michael's, reminding us that true adventure always carries an element of the unknown, and sometimes an irrevocable cost, fostering a deeper appreciation for the delicate balance between human aspiration and nature's immutable laws. The enduring legacy of Sarah and Michael, preserved through a single resilient device, compels us to contemplate the profound immortality of captured moments. Beyond the stark facts of their disappearance and the subsequent discovery, these images transcend mere documentation. They become an indelible testament to lived experience, a vibrant echo across the chasm of time. Consider for a moment how a simple click of a shutter, an almost unconscious act in the flow of life, can unwittingly etch an existence into eternity, offering future generations an unvarnished glimpse into joy, connection, and the sheer exhilaration of being alive. It speaks to a deeper human impulse, a desire not just to remember, but to witness, and, through that witnessing, to somehow participate in a story that might otherwise have been lost to the sands of oblivion. This unexpected visual narrative also underscores the deep-seated human imperative for meaning-making, particularly in the face of ambiguity. While the camera could not definitively answer the ultimate how of their final moments, the sheer volume and intimacy of the images provided an emotional completion, a sense of having walked alongside them to the very precipice of their journey. It allowed those left behind to construct a coherent, albeit sorrowful story from fragments, transforming an agonizing void into a poignant, if tragic, epic. This process of narrative construction, even when factually incomplete, offers a vital pathway for grief, enabling a form of remembrance that honors the vitality of their lives rather than solely dwelling on the mystery of their end. Furthermore, this extraordinary event illuminates the burgeoning concept of a digital ghost, the unintentional yet often comprehensive legacy we leave behind in our increasingly documented lives. Every photograph taken, every video recorded, every digital interaction contributes to an expanding archive of our existence. In cases of sudden, unexplained loss, these digital breadcrumbs can become invaluable artifacts, speaking volumes about who we were, what we loved, and how we experienced the world. This phenomenon invites us to reflect on our own digital footprints, pondering the narratives they might tell, or the solace they might offer should circumstances unexpectedly silence our voices. It's a powerful reminder that our casual acts of documentation are, in essence, contributions to our personal and sometimes posthumous historical record. The wilderness itself, in this context, emerges as a character of profound duality, not merely a backdrop, but an active participant in human dramas. It is both the silent destroyer, claiming lives with its indifferent power, and simultaneously an inadvertent preserver of secrets, holding on to relics until the opportune moment for their revelation. This paradox forces a deeper philosophical engagement with nature, compelling us to move beyond simplistic notions of good or bad environments. Instead, it encourages an appreciation for its ancient, impartial rhythms, its capacity to both challenge and safeguard, and its relentless ability to reclaim and eventually to yield the remnants of human endeavor. The desert winds that once carried away their traces ultimately conspired to return a piece of their story, Ultimately, the tale of Sarah and Michael transcends its immediate sorrow to offer universal lessons about human aspiration, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of connection. Their journey, captured in a series of digital frames, becomes a powerful allegory for all who seek adventure, confront the unknown, or grapple with loss. It reminds us that even in profound tragedy, there can be a strange, bittersweet beauty in understanding, a final, poignant testament to lives lived fully, often against the backdrop of an indifferent yet magnificent natural world. This narrative, therefore, serves as a beacon, guiding us to reflect on our own fragility, our boundless capacity for love, and the enduring human spirit that seeks both knowledge and wonder in the face of life's deepest mysteries. The enduring human tendency to seek simple explanations for complex tragedies often gives rise to pervasive myths surrounding wilderness disappearances. One such deeply ingrained misconception is the belief that such incidents are solely the consequence of recklessness or profound inexperience. Many assume that if adventurers simply followed the rules or possessed sufficient expertise, they would be immune to peril. This perspective, however, dangerously oversimplifies the inherent unpredictability of environments like Zion. Even the most meticulously prepared individuals equipped with top-tier gear and years of backcountry wisdom can be caught off guard by a sudden localized microburst, an unexpected rockfall, or a navigational error compounded by fatigue and rapidly changing conditions. The wilderness, in its rawest form, remains a realm where absolute control is an illusion, reminding us that even seasoned explorers are not impervious to its formidable caprices. Furthermore, the prolonged nature of some search and rescue operations introduces a distinct set of challenges, particularly the psychological toll on the dedicated personnel involved. Beyond the physical rigors of traversing unforgiving terrain, the emotional burden of relentlessly searching for weeks, months, or even years, often with diminishing hope, can be profound. Imagine the mental fortitude required to continue combing vast, silent landscapes, knowing that each passing day lessens the probability of a positive outcome. This sustained effort, often unpaid or volunteer-driven, can lead to what is known as search fatigue, a deep weariness that affects morale and can subtly influence decision-making. The commitment to finding closure for families, even when faced with overwhelming odds, speaks volumes about the human spirit, but it also highlights the often unseen sacrifices made by those who answer the call for help in the wild. Another controversial aspect that frequently surfaces in high-profile disappearance cases is the way media narratives can shape public perception. There's often a subtle pressure to frame the lost individuals as either heroic figures tragically cut short or, conversely, as cautionary tales of hubris. This binary storytelling can inadvertently flatten the complexity of human lives, reducing individuals to archetypes rather than acknowledging their multifaceted existence. When a discovery like Sarah and Michael's camera emerges, the media's spotlight can intensify, creating a spectacle that, while drawing attention to the story, can also impose a heavy burden on grieving families. They might feel compelled to manage the public's perception, navigating a delicate balance between honoring their loved one's memory and protecting their privacy from sensationalized portrayals. Moreover, while the camera's discovery offered unprecedented insight, it also brought with it the nuanced challenge of partial closure. For families grappling with decades of uncertainty, any new information is a lifeline. However, a trove of images, while painting a vivid picture of joy and adventure, often leaves the ultimate question, the definitive cause and moment of demise, unanswered. This can lead to a fresh wave of speculation and a renewed, often more focused anguish over the missing pieces. The bittersweet nature of such discoveries lies in their capacity to bring loved ones closer to the final moments. yet simultaneously underscore the impenetrable veil that still shrouds the absolute truth. It's a profound emotional paradox, a partial answer that, in its very clarity, highlights what still remains unknown. Finally, a persistent myth that merits critical examination is the over-reliance on personal technology as an infallible safety net in the wilderness. While GPS devices, satellite phones, and indeed resilient cameras can offer incredible advantages, their capabilities are inherently limited by battery life, signal availability, and the sheer destructive power of nature. A device can be lost, damaged beyond repair by a sudden impact, or rendered useless by water ingress, even if it eventually surfaces years later. This narrative from Zion, while demonstrating technology's surprising resilience, should not foster a false sense of security. Instead, it serves as a potent reminder that while tools can aid, they can never fully replace fundamental wilderness skills. Navigation without electronics, understanding weather patterns, carrying sufficient provisions, and, most critically, exercising sound judgment and humility when facing nature's grand, indifferent scale. The enduring legacy of Sarah and Michael, preserved through a single resilient device, compels us to contemplate the profound immortality of captured moments. Beyond the stark facts of their disappearance and the subsequent discovery, these images transcend mere documentation. They become an indelible testament to lived experience, a vibrant echo across the chasm of time. Consider for a moment how a simple click of a shutter, an almost unconscious act in the flow of life, can unwittingly etch an existence into eternity, offering future generations an unvarnished glimpse into joy, connection, and the sheer exhilaration of being alive. It speaks to a deeper human impulse, a desire not just to remember, but to witness and, through that witnessing, to somehow participate in a story that might otherwise have been lost to the sands of oblivion. This unexpected visual narrative also underscores the deep-seated human imperative for meaning-making, particularly in the face of ambiguity. While the camera could not definitively answer the ultimate how of their final moments, the sheer volume and intimacy of the images provided an emotional completion, a sense of having walked alongside them to the very precipice of their journey. It allowed those left behind to construct a coherent, albeit sorrowful story from fragments, transforming an agonizing void into a poignant, if tragic, epic. This process of narrative construction, even when factually incomplete, offers a vital pathway for grief, enabling a form of remembrance that honors the vitality of their lives rather than solely dwelling on the mystery of their end. Furthermore, this extraordinary event illuminates the burgeoning concept of a digital ghost, the unintentional yet often comprehensive legacy we leave behind in our increasingly documented lives. Every photograph taken, every video recorded, every digital interaction contributes to an expanding archive of our existence. In cases of sudden, unexplained loss, these digital breadcrumbs can become invaluable artifacts, speaking volumes about who we were, what we loved, and how we experienced the world. This phenomenon invites us to reflect on our own digital footprints, pondering the narratives they might tell or the solace they might offer should circumstances unexpectedly silence our voices. It's a powerful reminder that our casual acts of documentation are, in essence, contributions to our personal and sometimes posthumous historical record. The wilderness itself in this context emerges as a character of profound duality, not merely a backdrop, but an active participant in human dramas. It is both the silent destroyer, claiming lives with its indifferent power, and simultaneously an inadvertent preserver of secrets, holding on to relics until the opportune moment for their revelation. This paradox forces a deeper philosophical engagement with nature, compelling us to move beyond simplistic notions of good or bad environments. Instead, it encourages an appreciation for its ancient, impartial rhythms, its capacity to both challenge and safeguard, and its relentless ability to reclaim and eventually to yield the remnants of human endeavor. The desert winds that once carried away their traces ultimately conspired to return a piece of their story. Ultimately, the tale of Sarah and Michael transcends its immediate sorrow to offer universal lessons about human aspiration, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of connection. Their journey, captured in a series of digital frames, becomes a powerful allegory for all who seek adventure, confront the unknown, or grapple with loss. It reminds us that even in profound tragedy, there can be a strange, bittersweet beauty in understanding, a final, poignant testament to lives lived fully, often against the backdrop of an indifferent yet magnificent natural world. This narrative, therefore, serves as a beacon, guiding us to reflect on our own fragility, our boundless capacity for love, and the enduring human spirit that seeks both knowledge and wonder in the face of life's deepest mysteries. When the veil of uncertainty is lifted, even partially, it often reshapes not just our understanding of a past event, but the very architecture of our personal and collective memory. For decades, a narrative of absence can ossify, hardening into a fixed, painful void. The sudden influx of new, vivid details, however, acts as a powerful solvent, dissolving old assumptions and allowing for the reconstruction of a story previously held hostage by the unknown. This profound shift is less about receiving mere facts and more about the intricate psychological process of integrating fresh insights into a deeply embedded emotional landscape, altering the very topography of remembrance itself. Consider the intricate dance between established grief and newfound knowledge. Families, having forged coping mechanisms around a perpetual unanswered question, must now navigate a new terrain where images replace imagination and concrete moments supplant abstract longing. This isn't merely an update, it's a recontextualization of an entire era of their lives. It invites a re-evaluation of every memory, every assumption made during the long years of silence, compelling a re-engagement with the past through a lens of unexpected clarity. This capacity for reformation within the human psyche, to adapt and rebuild narratives of loss, speaks volumes about our inherent resilience and our persistent drive for coherence. Moreover, such extraordinary revelations compel us to reflect on the universal human quest for understanding and meaning. Our species is inherently a storytelling one, perpetually weaving threads of experience into tapestries of understanding, especially when confronted with the profound randomness of fate. When a fragment of a lost story resurfaces, it taps into this primal need, offering not just details, but a narrative arc that speaks to our shared vulnerability and our indomitable spirit. These are not merely isolated events. They become parables, etched into the collective consciousness, exploring the boundaries of human endurance and the enduring power of hope against overwhelming odds. The wild places of our planet serve as potent mirrors, reflecting not only our audacious spirit of exploration, but also the inherent limits of human dominion. This particular saga, while rooted in a specific location, transcends geographical boundaries to speak about the broader relationship between humanity and the untamed earth. It's a profound reminder that even in an age of advanced technology and pervasive connectivity, there remain realms where nature's sovereignty is absolute, demanding not just respect, but a deep, almost spiritual acknowledgement of its power. This ongoing dialogue with the wild shapes our humility and refines our understanding of our place within the grander tapestry of existence. This profound narrative, therefore, beckons us to cultivate an enduring intellectual hunger, a curiosity that extends beyond the immediate surface of events. It challenges us to look for the unseen connections, to question assumptions, and to remain open to the improbable. How many other stories, we might wonder, lie buried beneath shifting sands or concealed within forgotten crevices, waiting for their moment of resurrection? This instills a sense of wonder, not just about the past, but about the boundless potential for discovery that still exists, both in the physical world and within the complex annals of human experience. Yet the truth, when it finally emerges, is rarely a simple balm. It can be a bitter-sweet elixir, offering solace in understanding while simultaneously sharpening the edges of sorrow. The clarity it brings might illuminate the beauty of what was lost, deepening the ache for what can never be recovered. This duality underscores a fundamental aspect of the human condition, our capacity to hold conflicting emotions, grief and gratitude, sorrow and a strange form of peace within the same moment. It is in this nuanced acceptance of truth's complexity that true emotional integration often begins, allowing for a form of healing that acknowledges both the joy and the pain. The profound unveiling of Sarah and Michael's final journey, captured within the camera's resilient memory, transcends mere factual revelation. It fundamentally recalibrates our understanding of human existence and the ephemeral nature of life itself. For those intimately connected, this unexpected window into their last moments transforms an abstract ache into a vivid, if heartbreaking, narrative, prompting a deep re-evaluation of shared memories and the very essence of their loved ones. It demonstrates how a story, once frozen in an agonizing question mark, can thaw into a poignant testament, fostering a unique form of peace that arises not from the absence of pain, but from the presence of understanding. This isn't simply closure. It's an existential shift, inviting observers to contemplate the fragile beauty of every passing second and the indelible imprint we leave behind. Furthermore, the sheer improbability of the camera's survival and subsequent discovery compels us to acknowledge the powerful, often overlooked role of serendipity in shaping human experience. This wasn't the product of exhaustive searching or advanced forensic prediction. It was an accidental encounter, a whisper from the past, delivered by the indifferent hand of time and chance. Such an event challenges any rigid, deterministic view of fate, highlighting instead the universe's capacity for unexpected benevolence, for moments where cosmic alignment delivers a gift beyond all reasonable expectation. It underscores how often the most profound answers emerge not from relentless pursuit, but from the quiet, unforeseen conjunctions of circumstance, reminding us to remain open to the miraculous within the mundane. This extraordinary narrative also deepens our reverence for the wilderness, moving beyond mere respect for its power to a more profound acceptance of its ultimate unknowability. While we meticulously plan and prepare for excursions into untamed landscapes, the story of Sarah and Michael serves as a potent reminder that nature holds secrets beyond our grasp, forces that operate on scales and timelines far removed from human comprehension. It fosters a genuine humility, compelling us to acknowledge that some questions will forever remain unanswered, some events perpetually shrouded in the primal indifference of the earth. This acceptance of the inscrutable elements of the wild, far from diminishing its allure, actually enhances it, inviting a more contemplative and respectful engagement with landscapes that will always retain an element of mystery. Now, consider how this applies when you reflect on your own journey. This story, in its unique blend of tragedy and revelation, serves as a powerful catalyst for personal introspection. It prompts us to evaluate the quality of our own moments, the depth of our connections, and the digital footprints we are inadvertently leaving behind. Are we living fully, capturing the essence of our present, or simply documenting without true engagement? It encourages a conscious shift towards valuing the ephemeral beauty of the now, understanding that every shared glance, every burst of laughter, every sun-drenched trail holds the potential to become a lasting imprint, a final, cherished memory for those whose lives intertwine with our own. This isn't a call to fear, but an invitation to live with heightened awareness and profound appreciation. Ultimately, the tale of Sarah and Michael does not simply conclude. It evolves, becoming a dynamic part of our collective consciousness, a living legend that continues to inspire and instruct. It serves as an enduring testament to the human spirit's boundless capacity for adventure and love, while simultaneously etching a powerful reminder of nature's untamed majesty. Their story compels us to retain a perpetual curiosity, to seek understanding even when answers are elusive, and to cherish the delicate balance between our audacious aspirations and the profound, humbling realities of the world around us. It encourages us to look deeper, not just at the facts, but at the universal truths these unique circumstances illuminate, fostering a continued engagement with the mysteries that define our shared human experience. Reflecting on this journey so far, one cannot help but sense a profound shift in the very fabric of understanding, moving from the stark absence of knowledge to a nuanced appreciation of what even fragments of truth can yield. The narrative we have explored transcends a singular incident, blossoming into a rich tapestry woven from threads of human yearning for resolution, the indifferent yet powerful forces of the natural world, and the unexpected resilience of our most mundane creations. It's a testament to the enduring human spirit that seeks not only to conquer but to comprehend, to piece together the scattered remnants of untold stories that echo across vast stretches of time and wilderness. The initial void, once a gaping chasm of speculation, has begun to fill, not with complete certainty, but with the poignant contours of a visual legacy that reshapes the very act of remembrance. This convergence prompts a deeper appreciation for the unexpected tenacity of human imprint, how even the most fleeting gestures can be etched onto mediums that defy the relentless march of time and the elements. It illuminates a fascinating interplay between the organic and the engineered, where the raw power of ancient landscapes, capable of both claiming and concealing, paradoxically becomes the unlikely preserver of human experience. We find ourselves contemplating the profound implications of such endurance, where what was once thought irrevocably lost can resurface, not as a whisper, but as a vibrant, undeniable chronicle. This phenomenon challenges our preconceived notions of decay and disappearance, suggesting that the universe, in its grand, unpredictable design, sometimes holds on to our stories with a silent, steadfast grip, waiting for the opportune moment of revelation. Yet the illumination provided by such revelations is rarely absolute. It often casts long shadows of new inquiry, even as it dispels older uncertainties. The clarity offered by a partial truth, while immensely valuable, can paradoxically sharpen the edges of the remaining mysteries, shifting the focus from the abstract "what happened" to the more precise, and perhaps more agonizing, "how exactly?" This bittersweet dynamic underscores a fundamental aspect of human grief and understanding, the acceptance that some questions may forever remain etched into the landscape of the unknown, forming an integral part of the story rather than an omission. It reminds us that comprehension is a journey, not a destination, often involving a delicate balance between what is revealed and what remains eternally veiled. This intricate interplay between the personal and the universal invites us to recalibrate our collective consciousness regarding our relationship with the untamed corners of the earth. It compels a fresh perspective on the allure of wild places, recognizing them not merely as playgrounds for adventure, but as venerable entities demanding profound respect and a constant re-evaluation of our preparedness and humility. The lessons gleaned from such extraordinary circumstances ripple outwards, influencing not just the protocols of those dedicated to rescue and recovery, but also the broader societal dialogue around responsible exploration and the inherent risks that accompany our desire to push boundaries. It's a poignant reminder that even in an age brimming with technological advancement, the raw, elemental power of nature remains an ultimate arbiter, shaping our experiences and, at times, defining our limits. As we pivot towards the final reflection, it becomes clear that such narratives are not merely endpoints, but profound launching pads for continued thought, prompting us to consider the enduring value of curiosity itself. They underscore the profound human capacity for connection, for finding meaning amidst sorrow, and for extracting invaluable wisdom from even the most challenging experiences. The journey through this particular story has been one of discovery, not just of facts, but of deeper truths about resilience, memory, and our place within the grand, indifferent yet awe-inspiring tapestry of existence. It leaves us with a lingering sense of wonder, an invitation to continue exploring the unseen connections that bind us to each other and to the very world we inhabit. The saga of Sarah and Michael, etched into the very landscape of Zion and resurrected by the improbable survival of a digital camera, offers far more than a mere chronicle of loss and rediscovery. It culminates in a profound meditation on the human condition itself, our relentless pursuit of meaning, our fragile yet enduring connections, and our complex relationship with a natural world that remains both breathtakingly beautiful and utterly indifferent to our aspirations. What began as an agonizing void for grieving families transformed into a vivid, albeit bittersweet testament, proving that even after decades of silence, the whispers of the past can finally break through, not with definitive answers to every how, but with the invaluable gift of a final why they were there, why they loved, why their spirits soared in those majestic canyons. This extraordinary event fundamentally reshapes our understanding of closure. It teaches us that resolution isn't always a neat, perfectly tied bow, but often a mosaic pieced together from fragments of joy and sorrow. The recovered images, though unable to prevent their fate, provided a visual eulogy, allowing loved ones to witness the vibrant lives lived, the shared laughter, the sheer exuberance of their final adventure. This form of visual closure offers a unique pathway for grief, transitioning from the torturous realm of endless speculation to a more grounded, though still painful, remembrance. It highlights the deeply human need to not just mourn an absence, but to honor a presence, to see the vitality of those lost, and in doing so to grant their story a measure of completeness that time and wilderness had long denied. Moreover, the camera's miraculous endurance speaks volumes about the evolving nature of our personal legacies. In an increasingly digital age, our lives are not just lived, but continuously recorded, creating an unintended, yet often robust, digital footprint. This incident serves as a poignant reminder that these seemingly ephemeral digital artifacts can possess an astonishing resilience, capable of bridging vast gulfs of time and circumstance to tell stories long after their creators have ceased to speak. It compels us to consider the profound implications of this digital ghost, the unintended archives of our existence that may one day offer solace, insight, or even a form of immortality to those we leave behind. It is a subtle call to appreciate the power held within the everyday act of documentation, recognizing that a simple photograph can become a beacon of memory, a vital link across generations. The enduring power of this narrative also serves as a critical mirror, reflecting our collective relationship with the wild. Zion, in this context, stands not just as a national park, but as a profound symbol of nature's duality, its capacity to inspire awe and spiritual connection, yet also to assert its untamed dominion with unforgiving force. The story of Sarah and Michael is a timeless reminder that while we seek to explore, to conquer, and to understand, there remain inherent limits to human control. It fosters a necessary humility, urging us to approach these magnificent landscapes not with hubris, but with profound respect, meticulous preparation, and an unwavering awareness of their ancient, indifferent power. The desert winds that once carried their laughter and then their silence ultimately returned a piece of their truth, reinforcing the delicate balance between human aspiration and nature's immutable laws. Ultimately, the true practice begins now, as we integrate these insights into our own lives. This story encourages a heightened sense of awareness, of the preciousness of each moment, the depth of our connections, and the responsibility we bear when venturing into the wild. It invites us to cultivate an ongoing curiosity, to question, to seek deeper understanding, and to cherish the narratives that emerge from both triumph and tragedy. For in every lost story found, in every fragment of truth unearthed, we gain not just knowledge, but a profound empathy for the human journey and a renewed appreciation for the enduring mysteries that continue to shape our world. The whispers of Zion's winds, once tales of loss, now carry a more complex message, one of enduring love, unexpected revelation, and the timeless interwoven dance between humanity and the magnificent, untamed earth.